Alrighty, everyone. This is the Mad Skills Electric pregame show right here at Fish Talk Live. There they are. Mad Skills. They saved the day the other day again.
I did.
Tell you, if you're looking for an incredible electrician, an incredible family, ran business, hit up our friends Tommy and Tammy and at Mad Skills Electric, and yeah, get electrified. All right, again, this is the pregame show. This is where we're going to BS for a little bit until the show starts. So let us know that you are logged on. Share, and what else? Share?
Like it too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and like. Send us a like.
If you like. Oh.
Womp womp womp.
Can you hear me now?
I liked it better with the mic off.
Yeah, so did they.
All right, who went fishing this week? I tell you what, there's not a lot of traffic out on the water.
It's kind of been nice. Beautiful, beautiful days to be out there. Very low tides, crystal clear waters, and a very little bit of boating.
All right, so perfect weather. I think I saw on Thanksgiving it's supposed to be a little bit.
Got some breeze coming in.
Got some breeze, so we will be opened here at the marina. We're gonna probably be here till like 11 o'clock or so in the morning. So 7 to 11 on Thanksgiving Day. Probably just be Brody and I. So come hang out, get some shrimp. Got a big order coming in, and the shrimp have been looking fantastic.
Beautiful, good-looking shrimp.
Yeah, I think we finally got ourselves a winner with our shrimper.
Yep, say the least.
1,400 later. But again, this is the Mad Skills Electric pregame show. We're getting started here soon. We got a very special guest in the studio tonight, talking about a very special tournament coming up.
Oh yeah.
And also talking about a very special species that's getting ready to go out of season.
Just what do you want to talk about?
Yeah. All right. Any comments? Any hello, highs, John?
Hi and hellos.
Yeah, Jerry. I don't have mic on. I'm busy forwarding all this stuff
Oh.
Hi guys, appreciate y'all joining us this evening.
All right. Well, ready to get started with the show?
I think so.
I want to talk about some SNOOK.
Schnookums.
Be right back.
Hi all, my name's Captain Billy with Ozello Boat Airboat Tours. Just got a really cool piece of equipment to introduce to you guys. It's actually a new key switch from Coast Key. It's a really unique setup that they have made. Instead of having your standard key switch to where you actually have a key that's removable, they took it a step further and made a custom pin pad. You have 4 digits to play from. You can pick whatever 4 numbers you want to make your pin. And then it's a start stop from there. And then they also have this really cool lanyard to be able to start and stop for when you're not at the helm. And it's very convenient for that factor. And having this lanyard tied to my belt loop all day, if I happen to eject myself out of the boat, it also acts as a safety lanyard that I have total control straight from this little key fob. So that is a huge plus in our industry for needing a safety lanyard, and this is a great alternative to that. I do get quite a few questions asked about it as far as how the install goes, how is the instructions on it, and I got to say it is mighty simple. Outside of needing the hole saw to cut the proper size hole for the switch itself, they give you a nice plug and play harness. Everything in the instructions is all color coded on where they need to go from your hots, your grounds, your starts, your stops, all that fun stuff. It was a very simple setup. It is a stunning upgrade for a lot of folks with bigger families that have kids running around everywhere. You don't have to worry about somebody taking the key. You just keep the lanyard on your belt buckle at all times, just like a safety lanyard. You can be away from the boat and start and stop it. It's a awesome product that I highly recommend for your future upgrade.
All right, welcome to
Fish Talk Live.
All right, that was a message from one of our friends over there at Coast Key. Billy, how long has it been now?
I guess we were just about a year and a half ago. Still one of my favorite accessories on the airboat.
It is pretty slick, and it works for any outboard engine, inboard engine, vehicles, scooters.
Anything with a key switch can be turned into a button.
That's it. And it's real handy. It also acts as a lanyard as well.
Absolutely does.
So
fall overboard and the boat stops for you.
It's pretty slick. All right, Billy. So tonight we're talking about the elusive sideliner, the soapfish.
Delicious.
The common but not so common snook. Been,
At least not during season, they're not very common.
Yeah. It's been kind of a crazy season for snook. You know, it started out real warm, then it got really cold. Yeah, super cold. Got to see, a couple schools of snook out on my charter today, but not anywhere that I really thought that they would be. So
nope, I was running into the same thing. A lot of my past years with running over certain potholes, I was able to film, 20, 30 snook sitting there, and I am not finding a whole lot of them in those spots.
So that tells me that they're back in the dirty water rivers and
push close to those freshwater springs.
That's it.
Trying to stay warm.
Those water temperatures are still pretty.
They climbed up pretty good. I think they're in the higher 70s, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I saw 82 today.
That's higher than 70s.
But so Billy, let's talk low tides first. That's your specialty with the airboat.
Had a good week of it too.
Yeah, for real. When you do see snook on a low tide, a lot of people think that you can really only target snook on big incoming tides when they get under the mangroves. But when all that water leaves, where do they go? They
are finding those deeper pockets. Anywhere in the grass flats out there that has a good 10 to 20 inch divot in it, that's typically where I'm going to find a lot of my snook are actually going to be setting there. And 100% fishable if you can float in it. That's the hard part, is just reaching those fish.
Yeah. And they're real spooky, very smart.
Oh, yeah.
So, that's the whole key with snook. My dad used to tell me, if you can see the snook, it's already too late.
Way too late.
So you got to figure out how to get to those pockets. Now, my recommendation, unless you're in an airboat or a kayak, those grass pockets that Billy's referring to on those real low tides, don't even try to get to them because you're putting a lot of harm on that grass bottom.
That's it. Push pull it if you can.
Yeah, or push pull, exactly. Today, we're talking those pockets. I was on the power pole move. We were sight fishing redfish, and just north of the mouth of the St. Martins,
Nice.
in the middle of those mangroves, and working our way out with the tide. And then all of a sudden we came up to just, I'd say like a 10 by 10 pothole, and there must have been 20 or 30 snook that just barreled out of it, caused wake all the way across the flat. So we missed our chance with that one.
When they push out, it's quick, very quick. Not like the redfish where they push out 10 feet and set. Those snook keep cruising.
Now, my prediction, so we got the Ho 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 Fishing for Doe coming up December 13th. There's a side pot for snook on that. There's a Calcutta. So my recommendation is get entered into that Calcutta because we've seen it every time. When it gets cold early on, it pretty much stays warm. We'll probably get a couple of cold fronts in January, February, but those snook are always on fire for this tournament. I want to say there was one tournament, right, John?
I think there was one that was not. The rest of them have always been, why don't we have a snook category?
Yeah. So,
well, here's your chance.
We listened to some of our favorites, the Scots. We implemented this for our year back into this seasonal tradition. So, get entered before December 1st, right, Carlos? The early?
Yeah, the first. The 30th.
The 30th. Yeah. Get entered by November 30th for the early bird special for the Ho 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 Fishing for Doe.
Save some dough and go ahead and get entered sooner than later.
It's download the Fishing Chaos app. Real easy to do. Register for the tournament, and you're going to submit your photos through that app as well. So kind of get familiarized with that app. We're going to schedule a day. We've been getting a lot of phone calls
on how to play with it.
Yeah, on how to register. So we're going to schedule a day where we're going to set up some computers downstairs and invite people that want to come cruise through the app and check it out and get registered here on site. So we'll let you all know when that's going to be. But just FYI, it's going to be after the early bird special ends.
You know, Gary, when you said the snook blew out of that hole, caused a wake, it got me curious. Do you know snook can swim up to 24 miles an hour?
I did not know that.
I mean, I can believe it from what I've seen in the past.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. 24 mile an hour. That's moving.
That's
Faster than some
cruising.
tugboats.
Yeah. That's why they peel drag so well when you hook into them.
So you don't think there's one snook that can hit 25 though?
Maybe with a good tide.
But tied at his back, he's got this.
Also, fun little trivia on snook is: does anyone? Don't answer this yet. Does anyone know why they call the snook the soapfish?
The old soapfish.
Why did the snook get the soapfish nickname? So that's a fun one to answer.
Slimy when they're wet.
That's because
No.
they blow bubbles.
Because they have dirty mouths. Foul mouths, dirty mouths. No, it's because it's some type of toxin that they release into their meat. It's a defense mechanism. So they got the name soapfish because the old way of cooking fish was always with
Skin on.
the skin on. So when you cook a snook with the skin on, that soap-like taste gets into, real chalky, nasty.
Yeah.
So people used to say that snook is a trash fish, disgusting to eat, and I think we all know that that is not the
Not
truth.
the case.
So, Gary, I have a question.
Yes.
If you have already registered for the tournament, can you join the Calcutta?
Yes. How? I don't know. Chris, are you watching? Can you answer? That's a Chris Harwood from the Florida Redfish Series question there.
How do we do this?
There will be a way, I'm sure. Chris and his team are absolutely magnificent when it comes to tournaments. So
I know what they're doing.
I'm sure they thought of that one. But if we don't get an answer for you in the show, do us a favor, send us a Facebook message at Ozella Keys Marina, and we'll get an answer for you, and we'll also post it too.
Yeah. Good question.
Yeah. So you went on airboat tour today.
Yep.
Talked a little about snook. Give us a full airboat report.
Yep, beautiful day out there. I left today at about 3:30. So back here into the backwaters was a dead low tide. Worked my way out into the St. Martin's Reef area, and it was just incoming. Had maybe about 2 foot of water. I didn't see a whole lot for snook per se, but the amount of redfish that are out there it's a stunning sight.
Yeah.
Within a couple of spots, within a 200-yard stretch, there's every bit of 15 to 25 reds. And it's, I wish I have a rod. Wish I have a rod. It seems to be a lot of sheep's head moving around out there. I have noticed on the hard bottoms. I'm not seeing any big ones per se, but quite a few of them on the legal side. Getting closer to some of the cracks that are out there, the springs that are out there. There's some really nice sheep's head pushing around them. From what I was talking to Kevin Dubicki, and he was telling me those same cracks and springs that he likes to snorkel and spearfish those sheep's head. It's where he was finding a lot of the bigger snook. So there was a bunch of them in there.
Good deal.
Yep. Beautiful day out there. Y'all are missing it if you're not out there.
Tell you what, fished today, and it was a redfish type of day. I mean, one spot, we got our 20 redfish that it was all catch and release.
Love those trips.
Yeah, it was great. Had great company, a guy from down south out of Tampa, and but man, we had a blast. It was just nonstop red action. Then we decided we want to go sight casting. Got into more reds. So then we bounced around for some trout. I'm not big on catch and release trout. As long as you take care of them properly, then they're fine. But we only hit one area. It was the area I hit last week for trout, the rock bars that we were talking about. Mm-hmm. And I could probably successfully say that those trout have really worked off of those rock bars. I mean, we caught 3, but the flats, anywhere out in front of the St. Martin's, or inside the St. Martin's, the outer reef there, anywhere, the Rock Island Channel, the Homosassa Channel. And then I'm not sure.
They definitely seem to be more on the flats than in the potholes like they were.
Yep.
Absolutely have moved out into the flats.
So we'll get another cold front. Air temperatures will drop.
It'll change everything once again.
Then they're going to fall back into the pockets. And then remember what we talked about last week. when the air temperatures are warmer than the water temperatures.
Yeah.
That's where you're going to want to hit the rock bars.
It's where they're going to shove into that warm, rocky areas.
So when it's neutral, flats, grass flats,
Yep.
they're out feeding, and then when it gets real cold but the water temperatures are warm, potholes.
That seems to be the trend we see.
Yeah.
I don't think this cold front's supposed to be a major front, though. I think it said 2 days, maybe.
Yeah,
Or it
2
gets
days
down
in the 40s. Oh, 40s
During
at
the
low.
day.
Yeah.
During the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing like this past one last month. I was cold.
Cool.
Welcomed, but cold.
All right, so let's hit a commercial, Billy. When we come back, we're going to talk to the famous Captain Carlos Gutierrez right here on Fish Talk Live on the Allende Matthews State Farm casting couch.
Yes.
We're going to find out a little bit of information. See if we can't get some information for this upcoming ho-ho fishing for dough from the kayak guru. Kai guru?
Kairubru.
We'll be right back.
I'm Ryan Wiggins, General Manager of Abyss Battery, and I'm here to give you some tech tips and insight on lithium batteries. When selecting a trolling motor battery, it's important to take into consideration the size of your boat and how you're fishing, or even where you're fishing. The current trolling motors on the marketplace are capable of pulling 55 amps at full throttle. So a 60 amp hour battery is only gonna last an hour if you're running the trolling motor hard. Make sure you know what you're buying before you invest thousands of dollars and put it on your boat.
Alrighty, we are back. All right, like I said, Captain Carlos Gutierrez, for you, I'm sure everybody knows who he is by this point, but for those of you that don't know him, he's a great friend, basically a family member now, one of the first guide, right? Started OCAM with us? Because you were here before us,
Yeah. We inherited you.
Yeah, and then the upcoming ho-ho-ho fishing for dough is where Captain Carlos got his kayak start. We conned him into borrowing my mom's kayak, actually, and sent him off, and he did real well, and he found himself a new passion. So we're going to go over to the Allende Matthews State Farm casting couch and talk with Captain Carlos a little bit about SNOOK, our current fishing report, and then also the past tournament. I want to touch on that a little bit too. You got a big win on that one. So, and then we'll go into the ho-ho-ho. If you guys have questions about rules or anything with the ho-ho-ho fishing for dough, go ahead and comment. John is on the hot mic, so he is looking over those questions. But yeah, let's go over to Captain Carlos and see what he's up to over there.
Captain Carlos, how are you doing today?
We're doing good.
We're on the Allende Matthews State Farm casting couch. Captain Carlos here, the old kayak guru.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'll start off by going back to the species of topic, which is snook. And I think what Billy and Gary touched on was very important. One of the challenges now that we're later in the season, more into that fall, early winter pattern, as far as tides, water conditions, is where there were hundreds and numerous amount of snook earlier in the summertime when the water temps were mid to high 80s into the low 90s. A lot of that has kind of, I would just say, diminished, and those fish have pushed back. What I saw yesterday was 76 was the lowest water temperature in the St. Martins, up to 82 before nightfall. I stayed out pretty late yesterday. So it's really, even though we're in late-ish November, the water temperatures are pretty low. Today at the mouth of the river, there was a little john boat with some family and like some 10-year-old kid, and they were actually swimming in the river. I thought it was pretty wild to see just people drifting their 10-year-old kid behind the boat. But I would say right now, identifying points, areas where you're going to find snook is going to be the most challenging task. That's going to be the most beneficial. Where I would be focusing would be areas that are with moving water. Today I did catch a snook. I told Billy I caught a snook, only like 18 inches, so it wasn't any keeper or monster, but throwing a paddle tail with the current. So I was retrieving with the current, which if you could set up where you can retrieve baits with the current, I think that's going to be beneficial. Also, it helps with if there's heavy grass. retrieving with the current has a less likelihood of fouling up with any debris, trash, grass that may be floating in your target zones. Where I was fishing for redfish, but also where I've also seen where the snook like to be is going to be, again, heavy current areas and structure. This particular spot had some clumpy oyster clumps and hard bottom, and I've caught several snook there. So time on the water just kind of is how I discovered some of these spots. Back to what Billy was saying, what Gary was saying, any depressions, whether it's hard and a lot of times sandy, silty kind of bottom, especially on those lower tides, because again, we're not going to have the tides that we have normally during the summertime, where now we're lower water conditions. And yesterday, I mean, I didn't get water coming in. I think high tide was supposed to be around 5. I didn't get a water really trickling in at the mouth until like late 3 o'clock to 4:30. And even at just inside of the mouth of the river at like almost 4, it was still outgoing, but had turned at the very outside of the mouth of the river. So it was a very late tide yesterday. So it starts, when we get those funky tides, it makes it to where a lot of areas are off limits, and you know they're sitting over there, but you just can't access them unless you're poling, have a stand-up paddle board, which you're not going to go way out in the outside of stand-up paddle board
That'd be a
in
long
our area
paddle.
anyways. Kayaking, you'll be doing a lot of push poling, not a lot of pedaling or a lot of paddling. And what I would use to throw, I am not the snook guy. I will divert you to one of the other captains, Matt, Jacob, Junior, Teddy. I would probably point you to one of them before I would say I would do it.
So anybody but Gary.
Anybody but Gary and me, I guess. Low water conditions, just like a nose hook DOA, is always the go-to. They're good at skipping. And then because on the low water conditions, they almost work like a top water and have a very slow sink. And you can still pop them pretty good, where you could get a lot of aggressiveness of a reaction out of the snook when you do a little bit more of a hectic feeding twitch to it. For live bait, I would go mud minnows. I think any healthy mud minnow will produce and entice a bite on redfish and snook, which will be good for this tournament for the ho-ho-ho coming up here on the 13th. And then topwater. You can't go wrong with topwater. The biggest problem in this area, if we do get any sort of southwest wind or a combination of either, is it blows in the grass, and then get rid of treble.
Mess too.
Yeah, get rid of treble hooks, go to inline, and you're still going to get aggravated, which will also make it hard for any sort of twitch baits, even if you go twitch baits with inline hooks also. But those would be my top choices if I was going to be covering a lot of water, covering a lot of ground, because unless you have areas like multiple zones, like identify that you know where there's a high probability because you've seen them, you've caught them, or you just know, then you're going to be doing a lot of searching and a lot of casting and covering water to try to produce that just random, catch of a snook. But anyways, hopefully that gives some.
When it comes to your top water, what's your top water go-to?
What do you mean?
What's your favorite lure?
Oh, I use just the spook, the Zero Spook.
Zero Spook?
Yeah. So
You go with the white color?
I actually, so I like throwing the one knocker. So it is a much bigger bait. It has a deeper tone. It's got a different sound to it.
One knocker.
It is a bigger bait. But I think that works better a lot of times when you do have some disturbance on the water surface. On those like flat calm, it might do the opposite and spook fish because they're in a very chill zone. All of a sudden you got something just thumping along on the surface. It may do the opposite effect of what you're wanting to get a reaction out of those fish. But you're always going to have, no matter what, those fish that you throw the right presentation, you do everything right, and it all goes back to what Gary said, and I will repeat this 100 times. There's either going to be fish and they're going to eat, or there's going to be fish there and they're not going to eat. So if you do have those two variables, you could do everything right, and that fish was not going to feed no matter what you wanted him to do. He just was not going to have it, so he's going to bolt out or ignore your bait. The third option is there's no fish there, so you'll never know, you know.
So we just resort to a cast net and see what happens.
You can do that if you want, but that's what I would do for snook if I was going to be focusing on snook. I haven't registered yet. I've been kind of playing around a little bit, seeing if I could identify snook. Back to the question that John asked for somebody who's already registered. You can't really, yeah, you can. So you have the most challenging thing for most people is my cracked screen that I always complain about. So you're going to want to register to Fishing Chaos, and you will search just search ho ho ho, and that Santa Claus on the kayak and the Florida Redfish series will pop up. There's going to be the rules on that page, and to register once you're officially registered to the Fishing Chaos app. That's where you'll have the options of oh man, that's where you'll have the options. Like I could register myself as a team or whatever, but you'll enter your angler information, which is when you register for the app. The tickets, but if you are registered, I do believe I would go back to Fishing Chaos app and see if you could continue to register for that second Calcutta for the snook, and I do believe you can do it. I've never done it. What's that?
You can't.
You can't?
No.
Oh, I guess you better do it all at once.
So the answer to the question is to email Florida Redfish Series, info@floridaredfishseries.com.
Okay.
And ask them to send you an invoice to pay.
Okay.
Once you pay the invoice, then they will add the Calcutta to your registration.
So do it all at once. If you're going to do it,
yes,
commit,
do it all at once.
So that is that. All right, I'll quit blabbing. Gary, what do you got for me?
No, I mean, you nailed it. Mud minnow is going to be your best ticket, especially kayak fishing. The biggest, most aggressive mud minnow that you can find. Try to get it, in that the halfway range between the bottom and the top. So a good way to hook it is in the back, right above that back dorsal fin. Really makes them start swimming more like this right here. Try not to put a lot of weight, heavy leader on it, and a lot of people, I only fish with 20-pound leader. Trout, snook, redfish. I have very, very good success on not getting broke off, especially on snook. And there's a tip, and this is the snook tip of the week. The snook has a razor-sharp gill plate. Insane sharp. It will cut the tip of your finger off. It's so sharp. But it also cuts a lot of line, too. And it doesn't matter how heavy your leader is, it's still going to cut it. So when you're fighting a snook, you always want to fight him, let him fight you, basically. Lead him in the direction he's swimming or she's swimming. So if they're going to the left, your rod tip's way out here to the left. If they're going to the right, you switch it back over here, because if he's going to the left, you're fighting it to the right. That line is that much closer to that gill plate. So if they make a little bit of a turn, it's already cut. So just let them go in the direction that they're going. Now there's going to be situations where he or she is headed straight for the mangrove roots. That's a little bit different. You got to do what you got to do. I like to let them get in the mangrove roots, get them wrapped up, and then I'll go over there, walk over there, and get them out.
What if they're swimming straight towards the boat? Because they do that.
Yeah,
they're
fast.
swimming 90 degrees off to the right, and all of a sudden they're coming at you.
Yep.
Yeah, real fast, because that's another way they get broke off. I mean, if you have a little bit of slack in that line, and then they make that hard turn and they pop that line, it's snapping the line.
They do not get big by being stupid.
Exactly.
Speaking of big, how old do you think like a 40-inch snook is?
I would presume probably 5 to 6 years of age.
I'm going to say 15.
You got a guess?
10.
You're right.
Okay.
It's 10.
10 years.
So most females will get into target range, our target, 28 to 32. They'll get there in about 4 years. A male takes them about 5 to 6. Obviously, we're a little slow.
Happens.
But a 40-inch snook is averaging right around 10 years.
Wow.
Can't they be a hermaphrodite? Switch
I don't
their
know. I didn't
genders?
get that far into my Google
They
search.
are.
So it could be he, she.
It.
It. Pronoun, it.
It's a they.
They? They, them? They, them, Snook? All right, Carlos. What, you're very familiar with this area of fishing, obviously. Now, your traditional Florida Redfish series and Hobie series, artificial only. The Ho-Ho Fishing for Dough, you can do artificial or live bait. What is your game plan? Are you gonna figure out how to use live bait again, or?
This morning it was funny because Teddy had a charter, and we were in a group message, and he messaged Billy or the group text like, "Hey, do we have shrimp?" And now just being a smart ass, I was like, "I don't need shrimp. I throw artificial," which was funny because I only caught one redfish. I just mostly went looking and just casting my arm off today, just looking for some stuff. But
what, 10 minutes into your fishing?
I did identify a zone with good numbers of redfish, but I spooked a lot of them, and just kind of, I'll maybe go back and see how consistently they sit in this area. Then I'll get more serious about trying to catch those fish or seeing what they like to eat. But I thought about, there's another angler, I'll keep his name, although it doesn't matter. He was like, I don't know if I'm going to fish. I was like, why not? I'm like, and there's one of my buddies that also fishes the Florida Redfish. He was like, because they're gonna allow bait. I was like, so what? Throw bait if you want, or like live bait.
Just
like,
stick with artificial. Yeah.
Or, so I thought about maybe only throwing artificial. It just depends on, I haven't identified where I want to go. We do have 3 launch sites for the tournament. John Brown before the marina, then we have the marina, then we have at the very end of the road at the community park or Pirates Cove, whatever you know it as. So John Brown puts you where you could go out to some of these more isolated creeks and towards Homosassa, more backcountry-ish. You leave out of the marina, you're probably all going to go run to the same area. So have fun with that. Community park. And because trout isn't a target species, I don't know how good that of a plan that might be. So I'm not even so attached to even launching out of the marina. Then you have at the end of the road, which then puts you more towards the south end of Crystal River, and you could really almost go in any direction from there in that backcountry, or go further north, or head out west. So it's almost unlimited which way you could go out of there. But then that means a lot of water to cover and get familiarized with, or just get
a lot
lucky.
to learn out there.
Yeah. So I'm gonna probably throw a lot of more artificial. Is what would be more my game plan, because you throw a bait, you throw a cut bait, you're sitting there and you're waiting for something to happen. Where if you're gonna throw more artificial, I think artificial always produces less of a bite, but with the number of casts that you're making up for that. I think you're just making up for it.
Yeah. Just
covering more zones, and just the odds of probability you might come across that fish that's just wants to eat, is ready to eat. You're moving, and tournament fishing. A lot of it, I still say, whether my success or my unluckiness, I've scratched on tournaments as well. I've never won a tournament. I've never placed first, but I have seen a little bit of stage time. And Bree distracted me.
Carlos likes looking inside.
When I was skinnier.
Hey.
Anyways.
Yeah, I have a little bit of stage time, he says.
Not a lot.
There's a little bit of
Just
stage
a couple
time.
times I got lucky. But yeah, I just my plan is just to cover water, move, and that's kind of my plan. So, anyways.
Like it.
Love it.
All right.
I don't like it. I love it. Captain Carlos Gutierrez, everybody. What's your favorite artificial soft plastic color for our area? Targeting redfish.
So what you played with today?
So today I use a Z-Man. I don't even know It's like a green color with
Greenish clear with a bunch of
green
glitter
with
in
like
it.
a cream white belly with some flake. I don't even know what it's called.
So it's kind of like the magic sauce that Jacob and I like using.
Kind of.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's just
It
a little
was-
lighter looking,
Yeah.
color-wise.
I
I only saw it in the
The
video.
shiner, gold shiner, DOA gold shiner. I think that's.
No, I don't know. It has more of a green, which was more of a natural color. And it caught trout. Today I caught trout, bluefish, snook, and redfish. But
That's my favorite part about fishing out here. You really never know what you're going to hook.
yeah, but in this area I just threw more natural colors. But we do get some dirty water too. So something with contrast or chartreuse isn't a bad choice either. But you go 100 yards and you get into clear water. So it's just what either have multiple rods ready to go, or if you have a fewer rods or just one or two, and you don't want to have a lot of variation, just get darker color, light color, or whatever. Today I just was throwing more of a natural color. It was lower water conditions, so I really wasn't doing anything too deep. So that was what I did.
Where'd you play towards today?
I went more towards the mouth. I was just inside of the outside and just started tucking away from in the mangroves and the little creek passages and
Nice.
coves and
You could not have BS'd more around that answer.
I was on the
inside
inside
of
of the outside.
I was in the inside of the
I was
outside.
around the mangrove.
Yeah, just on the right side of the middle. Right in the middle. In the water. Fished the water a lot.
I caught all my fish exactly in the mouth. That's where I caught them.
I think Carlos and I were literally on the opposite sides of this one island today.
No, I think Gary. I looked it up. Gary told me where he was, and then I was like, I think we were right next to each other. We were probably like less than a half of a mile from each other, and so we were fairly close. Today I was just working on the trolling motor, so probably like my style of like slow fishing. Which again, if I would have worked towards Gary, I would have been working against the current. So not ideal, but it probably still. I think if I would have fished banks and coves and whatever little pockets, it probably still would have taken me like 3 hours to fish to where Gary was.
What kind of jig head you using with your soft plastics? With your Z-Man?
So I throw a variety. Almost everything I throw is weedless. I try to go weedless, especially with Z-Man. Mainly because I don't want to waste time getting debris, grass, or getting junk on my hook. So I use
It is a mess out there right now with the way the winds are blowing it in. Yeah.
Especially on the income. Once it comes in like it stays out forever, like yesterday. But when it comes in, it's like, holy crap! That bar was like 2 foot out of the water like 30 minutes ago. Now it's like completely underwater. The Texas-side jig heads, those they have the head is independent on a swivel, and those are weedless. I use the Pro Bullets, so a lot of the Pro Bullets, and I kind of got away from the chin lock. So they normally have a belly weight, so the weight is on the belly of the hook on that shank. But those are probably the top three, and then I'll go like a ZWG or extra wide gap hook. The ZWG I think is just Z-Man's version of an extra wide gap hook. But some of those are either just weedless, or some of them might have a belly weight to them. But those are generally the hooks that I use. I've tried them on different, and they work on other baits. And this last tournament in Panama City, it backfired. I threw this bait for the first time, and I had a good trout. And Panama City, which Gary, that was one of the reasons why he had me come on. I ended up placing second for that tournament, and it was 2 redfish, 3 trout. Each day. It was a 2-day tournament, and trout was the most difficult fish to find in Panama City, at least when we were there competing. A lot of 14.5, 13-inch, 14-inch trout, but for you to get that keeper slot trout was like almost impossible. And I swapped over to a new bait, went weedless again, even though it wasn't necessary because the water there was fairly clean as far as debris went. I still threw weedless, and this fish, it was one of the most exciting trout bites ever. It was a good trout. He was probably 19 plus. And so to have a 19 plus trout when everybody is literally struggling with trout was like an awesome feeling. But I never actually landed that trout. That
was your first place trout.
That was the one I lost.
But I'm saying that would have been your first place.
It probably would have been. That trout ate, and then just immediately went to head shaking. This is all in like 2 foot of water. Immediately went to head shaking. It was big enough where he didn't even come to the surface. He stayed down and almost, I thought it was a redfish, just nose digging in the ground, just shoveling. I was like, man, this is my first redfish. I was like, sweet, well, for the tournament anyways. And he came off. And then I was like, don't stop reeling. I just continued the reel. He came back and smoked it again, and we immediately went tight, and he went to head shaking. And I'm drawing him in, and then he let go again. And so then I was like, I'm super close to the kayak. There's no way it's going to come back and eat again. I keep cranking. He came back for the 3rd time, ate, and I was like, I got to get this fish in the. And with trout, you can't like finagle them and just play with them you can like a redfish. It's like quick, just get them in the kayak or boat or whatever. I got him he was so close. I only had about 4.5 to 5 feet of line out. Only thing I could do was try to boat flip him. He came halfway out of the water and just opened up his mouth, and he was gone. So that was the one instance where, with the Z-Man, with that elastic or whatever, however you say it, that substance that their product is, it's so pliable.
For the squish.
So you can still get a hook set through the plastic. Sometimes I'll even bury the hook into the meat of the bait, and I'll still get hook sets if the fish eats aggressively or if I apply enough pressure. But this bait was a typical, plastisol material, and I just did not get, no matter, even though we were tight and we were going at it, I never hooked into his mouth, and he just came right off. All he had to do was open his mouth, and he was off. Our only fight was him actively, aggressively trying to eat that bait, just because he was so zoned in on wanting to eat that bait. But
that's depressing.
What size weights are you using when you use those?
It all depends on the water depth or how fast I want to crank in that lure. Normally 1/8 to 3/16 is the most I'll go, and but I carry enough hooks in my tackle box, especially like my tournament tackle. I have multiple of 1/8, multiple different styles of 3/16, multiples of up to 1/4, and the least I get used is the 1/4. But depending on water depth and every hook is a little bit different in style and how you would want to fish them. But so normally 1/8 to 3/16 is the most I'll go. And the Z-Man products, I'll naturally go heavier because they're more buoyant, and so they'll stay too close to the surface, and I'd rather have lower column or mid column, or if it depends, if I'm trying to bounce it, I'll go with like the Pro Bullets that has some head weight to it, and it'll just kind of
be able to drag it to the bottom.
Just bounce it and do a little bit of a more different action to it.
Good deal. All right, a lot of good information there.
What else?
Any questions on there? Because
I've been asking the questions that pop up.
Oh, perfect. Because we do need to hit the Extreme Decals Catch of the Week.
Yes, we do.
I really want to see what's been caught this week. So let's skip straight over to that. What's so funny, Bree? There it is. The snook guru himself. That was from my chart today. I just posted that on my story literally just now. That one we watched eat like right in front of it. It was so epic.
That's awesome. Such a nice day out there today.
Yeah. Nice snook. It's for my trip. That one was a Wakasasa. What's that called? What's that bay?
Wakasasa?
Yeah, it's some bay that everyone fishes up there. I want to say that thing weighed at like just under like 16 pounds or something, or 15 pounds.
Jacob's personal best.
Power pole move, man. I love that thing. Another redfish from today.
Nice bass.
Yeah, it
Ditch
is.
pickle.
Like Gavin? Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
I think they're talking about he's going to do the kayak tournament
Really?
here, yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Beautiful redfish.
That's a good one there.
Yeah, it is.
Very
Captain
nice sheepy
Gene.
day. And seeing more and more people bringing pompano in.
Yeah,
That time of year, it popped up
Yeah.
in my Facebook memories today.
Yep, love to see.
Captain Gene, literally. That says Monday attire. Oh, wow.
The hair on that head.
He looks so Amish.
You believe that's what he started as here?
Well, I think they're going to have one that goes back. You'll see.
Even further? Nice
Man,
grouper.
that gag bites something else right now. Reds. Good job, James.
Double fisting.
Jessica with the hog.
Sweet hogfish. Man, that was a calm day out there.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Damn.
Heck yeah, that was a big old grouper.
Yeah, they had a hell of a day. I think I saw one of them on the tape at like 37 or something.
Jeez. Very nice, Jessica. Catching that sunset red.
Yeah. Looks like he's got a Spook Junior on the back there, the bone.
Yep.
Captain Ozzy.
Nice.
I'm assuming he found one of those potholes we're talking about.
That looks pretty low.
Yeah.
Very nice.
We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots on that side. Yeah, it's a really cool hat.
I almost commented he looked like George the monkey, the owner.
Is that why he wears that hat?
No, I don't know. I doubt it.
Is he fishing the tournament? Has he signed up?
I don't think he has, not yet. I know the two Scots have.
Very nice snook.
Aw.
Bringing home dinner.
Looks like a few trout over 19 there. Oh. Sorry. Oh, there's the picture.
Holy smokes.
Wow.
There's that Amish beard he has.
Oh, I love that. All right, so before we hit a commercial break, we are going to be giving away something. I've seen a lot of shares on Facebook again. If you're going to participate in the giveaway, make sure you share this live feed either before or right meow. I would like to give some really, and this is important, guys, so you might want to write these down because it may or may not have something to do with the secret question for tonight. But I want to give some shout outs to the businesses and the locals here and even the not so locals that helped put this kayak tournament on. If it wasn't for y'all, we would not be able to do this. Mad Skills Electric, like we talked about earlier, CCA Florida, all this awesome stuff. I mean, we've got it's hard to walk around the studio. There's so much
There's
stuff
a
from
lot of
CCA.
equipment in here.
It's really cool stuff. So we're excited for the raffle the raffle that day. Extreme Decals, Battle Creek Boat Works, First Pest Control, not second but first, Bubba, Power Pole, Total Boat Control. They're going to be donating one of those micro anchors, so you're going to have a chance to win that. The Florida Redfish Series, guys, seriously, in all seriousness, without you, we would definitely not be able to do this. So we're really thankful you guys came aboard and helped us out. And then our favorite brewery, Marker 48 Brewery, we're going to have all their good stuff here on site. There's still time to sponsor, whether it's in-kind items for the raffles and the giveaways and the prizes, or if you just want to throw some money our way so we can get some more kids to go shopping for Christmas, because that's what this is all about. Now, mentioning those names, And this one's easy. And there's a reason why I want to do this, because we got to help these people out figure out how to tag
Oh, yeah.
in this
Yeah.
live comment. All right.
Is Joe paying attention on how to tag?
Yeah. So the first 12 people to tag one of those sponsors that I just named, just one. All right, the first 12 people to tag one of those sponsors in the live feed right now is going to get a chance to win a good giveaway. John went downstairs and just threw a bunch of stuff together. Let's see what we got in here. Submerse, a Bubba Buff, a nice pair of kids' goggles.
Hey, you never know.
Some Q8 super baits.
Very nice.
That'd be a good color for Snook, by the way.
That's why I put them in there.
Yeah, I like that. 2 OKM koozies. And
Okay, bag.
Huh? Oh, yeah. An OKM cooler bag. All right, first 12 people to tag one of the sponsors from the Ho-Ho Fishing for Dough. It's going to get added to the Extreme Decals Reel of Fortune. All right, let's hit a... Oh, what? Stop throwing stuff back there. We're almost done. Chill.
Commercial.
What's going to be impressive, I think, is the hole shot. Like when we get that hole shot stuff dialed in, get the trim command curve all the way up to 100, and we just romp down on this thing. Like everybody's going to have a holy shit moment. It's going to be pretty awesome. I've experienced it. It's pretty cool, man.
All right, we are back now again to get a chance to get on the Reel of Fortune. The first 12 people to properly tag one of the sponsors from the Ho Fishing for Dough. Billy, what's you show us?
That's the @ sign.
Yeah, so you type
Put
that
that first.
first, and then start typing out their name.
No
spaces.
space. Yep. @ and whatever the name is.
Yeah, as long as you, if you like and follow the page, it pops up right away. John, how many are we at?
6.
We're
Come on,
halfway there.
guys.
This should be so easy for Joe.
Should.
Joe's wore out.
Yeah. He went out and bent some rods this evening.
He did. Anybody adding on? They're struggling.
They're struggling. Guys, it's literally shift 2,
Shift 2.
type in the word.
I'm not going to say anything. If it wasn't for these people, I wouldn't know how to do it either.
And enter.
Is it still 6?
We're working on it. Hold on. No, I'm still 6. Rick Largell. It's not Matt Skills. That's not M-A-T-T.
Yeah, and
It's
they,
MAD.
and they-
M-A-D-D.
Yeah, Mad Skills, but they don't have a Facebook page anyway. Oh yeah, Jimmy Milton's gonna be fishing the tournament too.
Really?
Yeah, from Full Roach Series.
Heck yeah. I'm
got
excited to see everybody.
I've got a feeling we're gonna be doing a lot of partying with Jimmy that week.
No.
Oh yeah, that's right.
After football.
Yeah.
We're up to 8.
Oh, we're up to 8. All right, if nobody else does it, they're working on it.
Jamie Gage, you did it already. He said he's over 60. Give him a break. He was the third person to get it right.
That's funny.
We're racking up. John's writing down like a crazy man over there right now.
2 more.
2 more.
And I gave it to Rick because I wanted to be a nice guy.
All right. CCA Florida, Marker 48 Brewery, Power Pole Total Boat Control, Florida Redfish Series,
I think I need 1 more.
Bubba's the easy one. I mean,
Yeah.
it's 5 letters. It's at Bubba.
Bubba.
Bubba. Mad Skills doesn't have a Facebook page. CCA Florida, I already said that. We're missing, I don't know. I don't think Joe's got a Facebook for First
I
Pest
don't think he
Control.
does either. But you can tag him.
Battle Creek Boat Works.
Carlos, you going to spin this to win it?
Come on, Carlos.
You want me to spin it?
Florida Redfish Series.
Oh.
It's an easy one. We at 12 yet?
It's
All right.
at.
Cut.
Bobby, it's at, not hashtag.
Just cut it off right there. Just cut it off right there. If it lands on one of the
right,
ones that
I got
got
it.
filled in. Oh, you got it?
Yeah, we're done.
All right. Get us over to the Reel of Fortune, Brie. There we
Alrighty,
go.
so where are we starting at?
So we're starting at
number one.
Zillow Keys Marina for number 1.
Alrighty, so number 1, Charles Harris.
Yeah. Oh, Charlie wins,
48.
man.
Number 2, Jessica.
Extreme
Number 3,
from
Jamie Gage.
Nature Coast.
Steve Mizell.
Bubba.
Jimmy Milton.
Extreme Decals.
Captain Justin Wilkerson.
Bahio.
Thomas Holliday.
Abyss Batteries.
Tyler Redder.
Florida Redfish Series.
Jeremy Derringer.
State Farm.
Rick Largell.
Power Pole.
Chris Harwood.
Submerse.
Susie P.
All right.
Y'all ready?
We're ready.
All right, good luck.
Go with Bubba.
I'm going to say... Oh, it's
Passed
not
it.
too late.
Abyss.
Abyss Battery.
Best battery. This battery.
6.
I don't know. That's number 6.
Yeah.
Justin Wilkerson.
Justin Wilkerson, congratulations. All right. Good deal. Billy, send us off, man.
Thank you all for joining us for another wonderful, wonderful show of Fish Talk Live. Thank you to all of our sponsors. Thank you all for joining us. And, well, we'll see you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.
Billy, what are we talking about next Tuesday?
Oh, John keeps throwing these out.
Fishing.
We done?